If you just doing strictly bolt-ons, definitely got to start from. So what are some mods that's actually worth buying for your 5.7 Hemi Ram? I'm going to be sharing with you guys that today in this video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Tuesday. Nice, beautiful, sunny day today. I'm going to be talking about some mods that are actually worth buying for a 5.7 Hemi Ram. And when I mean actually worth, I'm saying mods that actually help with performance for your 5.7 Hemi Ram. So you guys click on this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys that. Also, before we get into talking about that, I want to say welcome to my channel. This is my 2014 Dodge Ram. If you're here for your first time, I bought this truck used. I'm the third owner for this truck. Right now, currently have 150,000 miles on it, and we haven't really done much under the hood yet. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to get to that later on down in the video and stuff, but today I want to share with you guys some of the best mods that I feel like that's actually worth doing. I always see a lot of people that have these trucks. There's a lot of stuff on the internet. They tell you to get this and get that. It's going to help your 5.7 Hemi Ram, such and such. But these mods, I'm actually sharing with you guys some of the fastest Ram 1500s out there on YouTube, Instagram. Most of these mods, they have those mods. So if you guys plan on modifying your truck, you definitely want to listen to this. So I'm going to pop the hood real quick, and we're going to start from under the hood. Let me pop the hood real quick for y'all. Man, I got this new camera, man. The iPhone 16 Pro Max camera hit different. I ain't going to lie to y'all. Pop my hood real quick. Tell you guys one thing, man. Definitely needed a new camera for this for my videos. And this camera definitely hit different. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But let me pop this hood, and I'm gonna flip my camera over for y'all. Yeah, so this is the main part of the truck, and we're gonna start from here. Obviously, this is what we're gonna be talking about. Underneath here is the famous 5.7 Hemi Ram, as you guys can see. The 5.7 Hemi Ram. This is definitely one of the best motor that before 6.4 Hemis, all that stuff came out. This definitely had a name. I mean, it still do have a name now, but I feel like a lot of people downplay this 5.7 Hemi. A lot of the times now, make it seem like you can't really modify them, but in most cases, if you're doing the right mods, you most definitely can make it as fast as a 6.4 Hemi. So the first thing I want to tell you guys notice I did say I didn't do much under the hood. Yes, I was right about that. I only did a few things. Now, first thing I would recommend that you have to do, I always say this, I'm gonna say it again. You gotta go with an aftermarket core air intake. And if you guys can see mine, there's a reason why I went with plastic. Plastic does not attract heat like metal does. So if you plan on going with aftermarket core air intake, you definitely want to make sure you stick to a plastic core air intake. I'm repping the Air Raid. Had this on a truck for quite some time now, going on a couple months, and I would definitely say it is a huge plus. Definitely would recommend that. But you don't have to get the same exact brand. But if you do, you know, good for you. But that would be the first thing I would say to start off with. And let me try to see if I can pop this cover off real quick for you guys. Engine is kind of hot right now, super hot. So not trying to get burned, but let me see if I can pop that off. Well, you guys see underneath there is the, pop this back down. Can't take that off without taking that off, but you guys can see the most important thing I gotta say, right? Before you get into, if you just doing strictly bolt-ons, definitely gotta start from, obviously, when you first do the aftermarket core intake, I would say definitely get rid of your stock 5.7 Hemi intake. you want to switch over to a 6.4 Hemi truck intake. And yes, you definitely want to get it ported. That will be one of the best mods. I could definitely vouch and say that is definitely good for a 5.7 Hemi. Helps you with performance. Definitely gonna feel huge. You're gonna definitely notice a difference than the stock 5.7. The reason why I recommend that, because the stock 5.7 ones that's on these truck are definitely junk. They're not the best. When you plan on doing some bolt-on, making a little bit power to your truck and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend that. Would be the first start to where you want to start at, and definitely get rid of your 5.7 stock intake. Now the next thing, this is really, I wouldn't really say, I mean, I will say it does help, but this is something I've done on my truck right now. As you guys can see right now, there's a big old gap right here. If you guys notice, I delete my clutch fan. The reason being, number one, it free up horsepower. Number two is you definitely want to upgrade to a bigger size fan. The V6E fan, which is this right here, is a whole lot bigger than just the fan that they have sitting on the water pump. And also, when you delete that, it helps free up horsepower, like I mentioned, and also relieve some tension and stress from on your water pump and stuff. You don't want that. That's not like a good thing for the vehicle, especially if you plan on making some power. This is something a lot of Ram guys who are definitely making power out there. This is like one of the go-to mods. The intake, 6.4 truck intake, the clutch fan delete. It's another thing. And then this I'm gonna share with you guys too. These are the little things I'm sharing with you guys right now. I'm gonna get to the big part. Just stay patient with me real quick. I just want to share. We got some of the little things that make a huge difference. So the next thing will be the J&L oil separator. This is what I have. I just recently discovered these, how important they are for my truck. So I decided to buy one. I spent probably somewhere around, I think $200 somewhere around there. And this is something that's very, very handy. You definitely want to look into, especially if you plan on adding all these performance mods. You definitely want to get this. It's a lifesaver for your 5.7 Hemi. Now, next thing I would say is this is a big mod that I would definitely say you got to do, is doing an aftermarket custom camshaft. Aftermarket custom camshaft is something that is a huge plus when you have the 6.4 truck intake on there, and you got to put intake manifold, and you got to port it. And then also you doing a custom camshaft, doesn't matter on what stage, as long as you add in a custom camshaft, definitely gonna help you overall with some performance. But I'm about to sit in my truck real quick. It's too kind of loud, so I'm about to sit in the truck real quick. So I'm gonna go back for you guys real quick. So I mentioned you need an aftermarket core intake. Doesn't matter on the brand, as long as it's not metal or as long as it's not the metal kind and stuff. But I have the Air Ray. I recommend them. Definitely a good one. I had it for a couple months. Then I mentioned a 6.4 truck intake manifold. And when you get in that, you have the option to get it ported. I would definitely say do it. And I think you could do like the bigger size injectors too. That's also going to be something that you could consider doing and stuff. And so once you do those two things, next thing I mentioned is you doing the custom camshaft. Custom camshaft is something I would definitely say that helps. The camshaft play a huge role when you plan on making power, even though you're not, like, depending on the stage 2 you're going with. It's not just for sound purposes, even though these trucks sound super good when they have the camshaft on there, especially even with like a small cam on there, still sound real good. But that also help with your performance. Now, if you're doing a camshaft, what I could recommend to you, if you're doing something like a simple, one of them camshaft that doesn't require much, such as you going with a bigger size torque converter and stuff like that, like the tow and go. I know they have like it's called like a tow and go camshaft, where you just strictly, it doesn't require any kind of tune or anything like that. Just slap it in. Doesn't require a torque converter. Pretty much slap it in and it's gonna be ready for you. It's like a guys who tow a lot with their truck, but it still sounds good though. Just something for you to keep in mind. I'm sharing with you guys. Now, another mod that I know that help these trucks overall is the headers, long tube headers. Long tube headers is something like, if I could tell you this, if you get in a camshaft, if you get custom camshaft, you're gonna need long tube headers. If you get long tube headers, you're gonna need custom camshaft. It's like those two things go hand in hand, such as you doing. I wouldn't really say like the aftermarket. I wouldn't really say like an aftermarket exhaust is necessary, but you need some kind of free flow exhaust. I mean, it is kind of necessary. You definitely need like a free flow exhaust system for your truck. You cannot run. I wouldn't recommend you doing like a just keeping like the stock setup on there, because it's gonna defeat the purpose and stuff. Like these Hemi run, the Hemi from my understanding, they run definitely good with like any kind of free flow exhaust on there. And especially you doing like, you add in a camshaft, you add in long tube headers, all three of those things play a huge role into your truck actually being able to get the maximum performance out that you plan on getting out of it. But it's really these things I named to you guys. There's a lot more stuff you could do. Another thing that actually do help is upgrading your gears and stuff, but I ain't really mentioned that. But this is something, these mods I mentioned is like, these are like mods that actually does help with your truck. Doesn't matter, you got a crew cab, single cab, these mods definitely go hand in hand with you trying to increase power, sound, like overall probably run better numbers. It ain't gonna be anything crazy though, but it's gonna help you, it's gonna help your truck be a little bit more faster than what it was before. Definitely gonna sound a whole lot better. I know there's a lot of things that people always mention about these trucks, modification that they think that help, like with mods and stuff. But from my understanding, what I know, most of these fast trucks out there, these are most of the mods that they start off with. And if you really want to go to the next level of things, then that's when you gotta really fully rebuild your 5.7, or you can upgrade to a 6.4, doing the custom like heads. It's a lot more stuff you could do, but I'm just saying, as somebody who have a stock truck right now, where to start. Mods that it's not like stuff that people telling you to do that's not really going to help your performance or help your truck in any way. These are mods that you would definitely, once you do them, you're definitely going to see like a huge change in it. And one thing I forgot to mention though, custom tune will be something too that go hand in hand with these truck. Even like if you were to say you're doing like the custom cam, long tube headers, and a custom tune, you will notice a huge difference too. Or if you do, let's say you do the 6.4 truck intake, custom tune, long tube headers, you're gonna notice like a huge difference with like your truck driving, all that stuff. But these are some of the things that my truck gonna be doing. I'm just not planning on building my 5.7 Hemi. Like I don't really have interest in building the 5.7 that this truck have. But that's the reason why I'm not really trying to spend any kind of crazy amount of money into the 5.7 now, because I am planning on, my biggest goal is to do the 6.4 swap for this truck. And that's when I'm really gonna start putting money into the new engine that's gonna be going in the truck. If you guys don't know, my truck has a 6-speed transmission in it, and I gotta get it upgraded. I gotta go to 8-speed trans if I'm planning on doing everything I want to do. I definitely can't do it with the trans that I have now. But these are the things, these are mods that's really actually will help your truck make that power that you plan on making and stuff. Nothing too crazy though. But yeah, that's, hopefully this help you or help somebody else. But definitely feel free to subscribe to help support the channel though. Subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of things coming for this truck, so you guys definitely want to stick around, support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, peace out.